Member of Parliament Ganesh Mahipaul has said that the government speakers on the motion calling for the enhancement of Repentir Cemetery want people to believe that Guyana began in 2015. He saw the motion as a simple motion that should have been disposed of within half an hour.
My honorable friends on the other side sought to introduce the usual politicking, thinking that the Guyanese people can easily be fooled. And when we listen to the arguments that are put forward by my friends on the other side, it is as though they want us to believe that Guyana began its existence in 2015. And they seem to want us to forget that 23 years before 2015, the People's Progressive Party was in government.
He said that Georgetown became a garbage city under the PPP.
In 1992, when you came to government, it was the Garden City. It was the Garden City. And it seems to me as though because the People's National Congress reform, through a democratic process, is controlling or governing Georgetown, it is bothering you.
Charles Ramsden said that he had driven around the city 3 days ago and admitted that the city was in a state that it shouldn't have been in.
Let me remind him, Madam Deputy Speaker, in 2015, it was not in that state. In 2020, between 2020 and 2015, it was not in that state. 2015, when the very David Granger came to government with his government, it was people. It was the private sector. It wasn't the government. It wasn't the AP and UAFC government. The people, Guyanese, ordinary people, how fed up they were with the 23 years. The ordinary people came together. The ordinary people formed themselves into teams and they created a movement to clean Georgetown.
Mahipaul said that Georgetown was restored to the Garden City.
After 4.5 years of this People's Progressive Party, they come now to tell us that it's in a state it should not have been. You created it in that state. All of you over there, you are responsible for the state of Georgetown right now.
He said that the period was marked by flooding after the barest minimum of rainfall.
But the People's Progressive Party, they simply have a problem because they're not controlling Georgetown. Well, you will never control Georgetown because the people of Georgetown are sensible and they know who are responsible for having them in the state they currently find themselves in. And in 9 months' time, they will show you what is it that they can do.
He said that while City Hall collects $2 billion per year in rates and taxes, the government collects hundreds of billions of dollars from the same residents of Georgetown.
It is necessary, Madam Deputy Speaker, for me to mention that when the coalition was in government, we made significant investment in Georgetown. But not just Georgetown, Madam Deputy Speaker. It must be recalled that when we talk about these tongues and their subventions, the People's Progressive Party had subvention for Georgetown in 2015 at $22 million. $22 million. We had no oil money. No. Absolutely no oil money. But we were able to raise that subvention to $30 million.
He said that after more than 4 years, the government subvention to City Hall is still $30 million.